Coach Shaun,
Yes.
your second promotion to the Premier League after Golden Arrows. Golden Arrows didn't keep you. The home team is
You just had to throw in that.
the home team is keeping you.
Yeah.
How does it feel to promote two teams within a short period of time? And what motivates you to take on such a team and promote it?
I think as a player, I've always challenged myself to go and play against some of the best players in the world, and I think it's carried over in as being a coach. You want to take on projects that maybe looks impossible to the normal person, but I have the confidence and I surround myself with the right people in order to achieve certain goals. And obviously this one was a little bit more emotional. Obviously it's the team that I played for, and to get the club promoted back to the elite level of football in the country is probably the biggest achievement of my coaching career. There's no doubt. It was great. I'll be honest, it was great getting Arrows promoted, but there's a personal affiliation, association, attachment, whatever word you want to use with Cape Town Spurs. And not many people believe this, but I'm from Cape Town, but it's the first time in 27 years I'm living in Cape Town. So I've been around the world, I've been everywhere, and now it's good to be home, and obviously to have Cape Town Spurs back where they belong.
Okay, Coach, maybe you are one of the very, if my memory serves me right, my knowledge serves me right, you are one of the very few teams who has taken almost all the former players into the technical team. How has that helped? Because if you look at the other teams, they are taking players from there, make them coaches, but you have taken all the players who are there, have played for the team.
Sure.
How has that helped the team itself reach this standard?
Well, it helped a lot. In the first year I came, we had a lot of young players, which is the philosophy of the club. We develop players, we send them on. If you look in the PSL, I think there's over 50 players that came through the development at former IS Cape Town and Cape Town Spurs. So for us was to get guys back into the club that understand the culture, that understand the goal that needs to be achieved. And we found that balance with the younger players we had in the squad. So the older players, they keep the dressing room in order. They understand how to manage the game on the field, which made my job a little bit easier. And that's what leadership is about. I don't know everything, I don't do everything, so get people around you that can do it for you and still achieve the same goal that you want to achieve. I think that for me was the important thing. And even my coaching staff, we have Calvin Marlin, played for Sundowns, played for Ajax Cape Town. Nasif Morris has been around the world with Santos and Panathinaikos. So it's guys that understand the game, it's guys that educated themselves, which is very important because we want to have former players involved, but you also got to educate yourself. The transition from playing to coaching is not that easy. So you've got to understand both in order to get the best out of the players. I might have all the knowledge, but if I can't transfer it to the next guy, to the next player, it's not going to be used to anyone. So I think that for us was very important as a club, that we surround ourselves with the right people in order to achieve the goal.
Shaun, you played the bulk of your club football in Cape Town. Club football in Cape Town is probably the best thing in South African football. Just talk to us about the importance of the Western Cape region having more than one club in the DStv Premiership to ensure that there is a sustainable talent base for players developed in that region.
Well, there's an abundance of talent in the Western Cape. If we look at my squad of last season, I think 3/4 of the squad was made up from Western Cape. And no disrespect to anyone. Again, everybody's like, why you don't have more foreign players? Why don't you have players from Joburg? It's fine. But players also understand when you play for Cape Town Spurs, there's a personal attachment with the fans. And the fans have been tremendous for us last season. I think the fact that obviously out of 15 games we won 12 and drew 2 and only lost 1, it showed obviously our home form got us to where we wanted to be. And that's going to be key again this coming season. I think the homegrown talent, they are enough. And when the opportunity is given to them, they can display and they can obviously execute what I want.
Just talk us about the historical importance of having a team like Cape Town Spurs back in the league. I mean, there's been a lot of history lost through teams being sold, the status like Wits, like Bloom Celtic. So just talk us about the importance of having teams that were part of the NSL, and still actually part of the current DStv Premiership structure.
Sure. Yeah, obviously you raised a very good question. Maybe not old enough for the fact that I won the league with them, in 1995, old NSL with Cape Town Spurs, and it even goes further back, to the 70s. And I think that's sometimes forgotten, the history behind the name. And that's what we have to do now as a club. Firstly, the promotion was achieved. Now we've got to reignite the brand, and the only way you can do that is with results. You can't make people happy by doing marketing and stuff off the field. It's the results. That's the only way to make people happy, and that's what we have to do now, is from the first game against Galaxy, whether it's away or home, get the results, and build on that for the future. That's your opinion. What did you hear? That's your opinion.
You know, when you take stock, what sort of condition are you guys in, especially looking at the playoffs?
I'm not blowing my own trumpet. We're probably one of the best conditions you'll find in any team in the country. One reason, we didn't have a break. We had 2 weeks off, which meant, the base of the fitness was still there. So for us, we didn't have to prepare a lot in order to get the players to the level that we needed to. And the games, obviously, we played City, we played Stallies, and other teams in Cape Town as well, ABC teams. So for us, the progression has been good. The process so far has been good. We've got 1 more week till the first game of the season, and I'm very happy where we're at this current moment.